Hello there. Happy Thanksgiving. I have a story of gratitude today. This one comes from Japan. It's called The Crane Wife. Long ago, a poor farmer was headed to town with the idea of buying a futon for his mother and himself. He'd saved a little money. And on the way, he heard a shot and turned to see that a hunter had brought down, and injured indeed, a beautiful crane. And so, feeling sorry, he took the money he'd saved and gave it to the hunter in exchange for the crane. And he nursed it back to health. And the beautiful crane grew more stunning every day and seemed very much attached to the farmer. Now, one night, it began to snow quite heavily. And there was a knock at the door. And when the farmer opened the door, there was a beautiful woman there asking for refuge as she was so cold. And so, of course, he invited her in. And because he was so poor, he had small amounts of food, which he happily shared with her. And then the storm continued and continued, and the woman stayed on. They got to know each other. And one day, the beautiful woman said, "I would like to be your wife." And the farmer, of course, hesitated at first and then thought, well, she's rather beautiful and we seem to get on. And so decided, in fact, she would become his wife. And one day he went off to the market, and before he left, the wife said, "Would you please bring me a thread so that I may do some weaving?" And so he did. He brought a thread back from the market and gave it to his wife. She took the thread, looked at it carefully, and said, "I'm going to weave now." And in the back of the little house, where there was a tiny room, she set to work. And before she closed the door, she said, "But please, promise me you will not look in, you will not disturb me while I am at my work." And the farmer agreed. 2-3 days went by, and he was curious. And out she came with a beautiful brocade, a lovely, lovely fabric she had woven. And he was amazed at what she had done. And she said, "Please take this to the castle. They will give you money and it will help us. We live so frugally here. This is how I may contribute." So, of course, he went to the castle. And not only did he get money for this particular brocade he brought, but he got money for yet another. And so he brought back another piece of thread and gave it to his wife. And in she went to the little room, closed the door behind her with the same admonishment: "Please, you must never look in while I am working." Now later in the day, unable to contain his curiosity, the farmer indeed opened the door just a crack. And to his astonishment, his wife was not there, but a beautiful crane, the beautiful crane he had saved, who was plucking her feathers and taking them and weaving them into cloth. And he looked at her face, the face of the crane, and it seemed to be sad. And he said, oh my, you are not looking well, my fine bird. Where's my wife?" And the crane said, "Because you have peeked in and I've asked you not to, you now know. I am the crane. I wanted to do this for you in gratitude for saving me." And so she then flew away. A story of gratitude, the crane wife from Japan. Goodbye now. Have a lovely Thanksgiving day.